So, welcome back, our 3 listeners and viewers, or 4, maybe 5. We don't know. This week we have gathered here again in our nice studio. Very awesome. Nice plans. Anyway, so this week we're going to talk a little bit about universities here in Japan, especially about universities and costs. So how much do you have to pay for university here in Japan, and how can you best pay your university fees? What kind of scholarships and financing options are there for people from specific backgrounds or countries or something? We're going to talk a little bit about my scholarship experience, how I paid for my university without getting any money from Germany and nothing, just paying everything by working and getting a nice scholarship here for a specific period of time. We're going to talk about that. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit about Japanese university tuition fees and compare them a little bit to Germany. So in Germany, if you go to university, if you do an undergrad, like study something at university or college, I think you call it also in the US, or if you go to grad school in Germany, you don't pay anything. And in Germany, if you do a PhD, you are doctors, then you actually get money. You are like employed by the university, by a research center. And while you do your thesis work and your research, you get money, and it's pretty good money. So it's pretty different here in Japan. Even if you're a PhD student, you still have to pay university fees, and you're just a student. You don't work. You just do your own research for your thesis. Obviously, some people hand that research into some magazines and stuff, but you're still a student, while in Germany, you're already like working population. So it's a bit different. Anyway, in Germany, there's no university tuition fees. You pay a little bit of money, like 150 euro, so 150 US dollars about per semester every half a year for like the office, some registration stuff, and you get a train ticket in that money so you can go back and forth from university. So it's pretty generous, but obviously we have higher taxes in Germany, so you pay more taxes, and therefore the universities are free. But most universities in Germany are always also like public universities, so they're run by the state or by the central government or by the cities or something. That's why they are paid by these local entities. That's why you don't have to pay tuition fees. While here in Japan, I think most of the universities are private, and that means you have to pay more because they are organizations that also want to make money, so they take a lot of money for providing their educational services. If you want to get into a public university here, which is way cheaper, then your grades have to be very good. You have to study very hard, especially as a Japanese student. If you want to go into a public university, everyone will be like, oh, your kid is in public university, so smart or something, right? You have to be very like, work your butt off. So yeah, it's pretty much different. So in Germany, as I say, you pay almost nothing. Here in Japan, private universities take everything from about 10,000 US dollars per year to 12,000 US dollars per year, I would say, as a good average. If you get into a public university, it's probably around 3,000 or something, around that ballpark, I'd say. So way cheaper. So how about you in Indonesia? Do you know anything about university costs? Or what
for the cost, I only know some of my friends. I'm not really, I came here since after I graduated high school, so I don't really understand about the situations. But I think it's about, this one is public. So for a month, it's about, let's say, 300 US dollars to 400 US dollars per month.
Per month?
Yeah, so it's actually
you pay monthly or you pay per half a year or something?
We can actually choose. You want to pay monthly or annually or, every 6 months. But I think most people like pay every 6 months or annually, I think.
Kind of here. You pay every half a year, or you have to pay a year. So it's somehow like half of the university costs here in Japan, I think, then 400. I think here it's about $800 to $1,000 depending on the university, if it's a private university.
Yeah, but it's just like most private universities is roughly about like 800 to 1,000, right? I think, except some for really prestigious places. Right. Yeah.
In Indonesia, there are public universities as well, right?
Yeah,
is it like in Japan they are very prestigious and very like hard to get into, or are they?
Actually, it's quite the opposite, except for some some what do you call it, like business and economy.
Okay,
yeah. If those kind of universities actually better if you choose the private one.
Private one, better, higher level of education.
Yeah, but if it's you want to choose like the things that connected to the government, like for example, you need to take medical schools, something like that. I think it's better if you choose public schools.
Is there any price difference from public to private schools then as
Yeah,
well?
definitely.
So public is cheaper.
Most public is cheaper, but some public is also expensive. Like the medical schools and something like that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, or probably similar. I'm not really sure about that, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, there was just a little bit of an intro about giving an overview about the difference in cost from our point of view here, Germany, Japan, and Indonesia. So our university, just say it out loud, was a 120 man per year, which is around $12,000. So it's on the more expensive side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Indonesia, actually, I mean, compared to Indonesia, I mean, you told us about the tuition fees, and did you talk about the scholarships in Germany?
In Germany, scholarships, you don't really need any scholarships.
Yeah,
the tuition fees, as I say, you pay per year. Per half a year, it's like 150 euros, so it's almost nothing. So no one really,
true.
It's not much.
Yeah, because in Indonesia, it's actually quite expensive. Seeing from the incomes perspective.
From income level, yeah.
So they actually have some scholarship, but I'm not really.
You didn't go there.
Yeah, I didn't go there, so I don't know.
Yeah, so what was it for you to go to your Japanese university? I know for me it was the coming up with the 12,000 per year was so hard. Like I had 5 jobs and stuff, and still that wasn't enough really. So how was it for you? Did you have like any problem there or?
Yeah. So for me, actually, I think I'm quite blessed enough, so I don't really have any struggle on that front part. But I did get some money for I think it's just like one-time scholarship, but I don't know. I only got once. And on the first year I applied, and then I got about 200,000 yen, which translates to about $2,000 roughly, let's say. So I apply it, and the requirements is only you get a good attendance rate, and you get GPA up to a certain amount. But
still, the GPA wasn't very, like, you didn't need a 4.0
or
3. It was kind of low. It was like 3 or 2 point something. It was like a joke almost.
I think it's like 2.7, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's quite low actually. Yeah. So I get one, and it's for my entertainment purpose.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, like, I mean, I was a good student for the most part. If classes interested me, I was pretty engaged. If it was Japanese classes, I found them totally boring, so I was like kind of more absent. Anyway, I think if you're like a struggling student who has no money to begin with, and then you have to have a part-time job, then to get your GPA up to a high level is more difficult than for a person who gets paid everything. Then you have a high GPA and you get a scholarship, which makes it even easier, or you can go out. And person who cannot study because of jobs, then it's harder for them, right?
Yeah, they need to both, and everything is more harder to pick up.
But I mean, obviously the GPA of 2 point something, anyone can do that while being asleep. So
and
it's like kind
actually
of fine.
Our university is actually personally it's not that hard to can get up to a certain GPA.
Yeah, definitely you can. Yeah. So, and I did it with work while working. So
So for me, I don't have any struggles. But what about you?
Yeah, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but since my parents both passed away, like when I was younger, I didn't have anyone to rely on, and I didn't have much savings from my German time. So I just had enough money to pay the entrance fee, which was, I don't know, some few $1,000 US. You had to pay the first semester plus some organizatory fees or something. So I could pay that, and then I was pretty much basically out of money. So I had to have a job and earn money to pay my university. So it was pretty difficult. 5 jobs, and then it was $6,000 per half a year. So when I was like, I have $6,000 saved up, you look on your bank account, looks good, then you pay university fees and your money is like whoops,
everything
it's gone. And then one time I went to work in Ikebukuro, and I had no more money to go back home.
Oh wow!
I didn't have
really.
I had
okay.
I had like 1,000 yen Seiyen in my wallet, and that was it. So I paid.
Wow.
I charged my Suica, my card. I went to work and I was like, I have no money to go back home. Can I have my money for today? And they gave me like money, and then I could go back home. So yeah, I look at my bank account. I have like 300 yen on it, and I have no more money anywhere.
That's okay. Yeah,
super hard, but yeah,
that's a struggle.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so what actually did you do other than part-time jobs and the one that we covered last time?
Yeah, so if you're in Japan, you're only allowed to work 28 hours per week as a student, and that obviously isn't enough because you earn 1,000 yen or something. So
for most people,
you earn like 28,000 per week. That's not enough, right? If university is 80,000 per month, and you have to live, you have to pay rent and food and everything. So what our universities had, and I think what many universities have still, our universities doesn't anymore. They abolished it actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, what you can get is the one you got when you have your GPA is at a specific level. Once, I think only one time, you got these 200,000 yen, which helps a little bit. You can save it and pay university fees with it. Very nice investment.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing you can get is if your grades are good, and you can show that you struggle with money, you can't pay money, then you can apply for a discount, which is 1/4 of the tuition fees for the year, I think. Or was it a third of the second year? It was a bit weird. So the $12,000 come down to 9,000 something. So.
Oh wait, I think I also applied for that. I'm not quite sure, but I think
I got that like every year. So in Japan, university is 4 years. So in Germany, I think it's sometimes 3. I think in the US it's 4. I think it really depends on the country.
It depends.
Yeah, here it's 4 years, and you pay university fees every half year. And this discount you got was only on the second semester. So the first semester you had to pay full, which is $6,000. And the second semester was something like 3,000 or something. So then it was half. So yeah, you saved 3,000. So it's like a fourth, right? So yeah.
Okay.
I got that every year because I had no money. Right?
Yeah.
And the other thing you could get is an extension on the payment period. So when you had to pay, let's say in June, you could extend it. I think it was 3 months. So if you go to your local university and tell them I have no money, help me, they probably are nice enough and tell you just pay it later. But then you have a deadline. And if you don't pay, it might be that they cancel your student account or something. I don't know.
I think one of our friends also like extend, and they kind of almost over the.
Oh yeah. I think we're talking about the same guy. We don't want to bring his name up. Anyway.
But
yeah, I think there were some people who struggled, and I heard from other teachers that some students, they didn't pay and then they just disappeared.
Oh really?
They just went back to their countries and stuff. That's why I think they abolished this discount system and everything, because so many students got the discount for a couple of 2 years, 3 years or something, and then they just never finished and disappeared. So it was lost money for the university. Right?
True.
Okay. So I think that was one of the reasons. Yeah, that was most things I did, like the discount, the extension, and then
Yeah. So do you think like other universities also have this? I think they do, right?
I think most of the universities, maybe not the extension thing, but the discount thing, I had at my grad school at Tokyo University. They have that as well, which was even bigger. At Tokyo University, you could apply for it every semester, and you get half.
Oh, okay. So
cut the cost
not
in
like
half
our university, but
no, even better, right? So coming up with these $6,000 for the first semester was super hard. It's so difficult. And that's why I always needed the extension. So if you have some struggle and are already in Japan, I think you can go to your office and say, "Help me, I have no money," or something. They're probably nice.
They probably like give you options.
They give you some options.
Can I like how much do you pay for the Tokyo University? I think you did a master, right?
Yeah, I did my master's at Tokyo University, and it's a public university, one of the best here in Japan. And I think I paid $1,500 per semester, so $3,000 per year.
Okay,
around maybe a bit less even.
It's like a fourth of our
of the
undergraduate.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I also heard that you got a private scholarships from Rotary.
Yeah. So when I was in my second year, I think it's sophomore year,
Yeah.
I was really running out of money. I was like, I can't pay the next semester. I have to go home or something.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend. She was from the States, I think, from America. And I told her, like, I have no money. I have to work many jobs and still I can't pay for anything. And she was like, why do you have a scholarship? Your Japanese is so good, and just apply for something. And I was like, what scholarship? And she was like, I have a Rotary scholarship from the Rotary Club, like a businessman organization. And they have like a foundation inside of this organization which helps struggling students if you can get the scholarship. He was like, why don't you apply there? They always look for foreign students, and they have no limit on where you can be from. You can be from Europe, from Asia. It doesn't really matter.
It's like your backgrounds, like your how about your like financial situations?
Yeah. So when the Rotary Scholarship started, they were only looking for Asian students because it was like based on the region. They wanted to have connections from Japan to Asian countries, and they wanted to have these students be the bridge to connect these countries. And it was mostly to help students from struggling developing countries,
like struggling families. Background.
Exactly, that was the beginning. But then after a while, they opened it up and they wanted more diversity and stuff. So then they allowed in like people from Europe and from Africa and stuff as well. So
okay, so you're like the one of the lucky person that can get that without that restriction, right?
Yeah, exactly. There was one of the few scholarships where you can apply for, and you don't have to be from a specific region or a specific country. Exactly.
So did you like look for another like scholarship? Did you apply for another scholarships too? Actually?
Not during my undergrad. I knew there were other scholarships, but I was too late for some. Some scholarships were only for grad students, if you're doing a master's or PhD. So I couldn't apply for undergrad. There wasn't much, and I asked the office at our university, and they knew me because I was in like magazines for the school, university, and whatnot.
I saw you.
Yeah. So they like me. So I could just ask them, I want this Rotary scholarship. Can I get in? And they told me normally it's only for grad school students, right? So they have only a specific number of students they can recommend to the Rotary Foundation.
It's like there's a limit there, right?
There's a limit. There's only like per school is like some couple of slots.
Oh, so it's like for each school that...
Yeah, I think it depends on the school and how strong the school is connected to the Rotary Foundation. So our university has like a background in morology and ethics and stuff. So that's exactly what Rotary is for, ethics in business. So I think they are like well connected to the university and the Rotary Club. So we have like 4 slots per year for people to recommend per university for our university. And at the year it was 3 grad school students, so 1 slot was free, and I was like there at the perfect time, and they were like, normally we can't, but this year we have only 3 people, so you're in, right?
Yeah.
So I was pretty lucky.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So do you mind sharing like what is the program, or like, you know, the scholarship, that how much you get, or how is it compared to another scholarships program and stuff?
Yeah, sure. So with the Rotary Scholarship, I think it's public information. You can just access it on the website, so it's no secret or something.
Yeah, we'll probably share it on the link below, probably on the description.
Maybe if we can. Yeah. So some scholarships, the cheapest ones I've seen is around for grad students. What I looked at when I was in grad school for my master's. The lowest one was around 500, 600 euros. So it's like 50,000 goman. And then the next one is probably like Jumayen, $1,000, and then the better ones are Juyomang, so 1,400 per month.
Okay.
Yeah. And for Rotary in specific, it's $1,400 about for grad students and $1,000 for undergrad students. So it's a bit less because you don't do research, you just have classes and stuff. As a grad student, you do your own research, which needs more money. You need to transportation to go to research locations and whatever. Yeah, exactly. You need to buy stuff.
Okay.
And,
So did you get like cash about $1,000, or like you also get paid like the tuition fee and something like that?
No, that's not in there. So you only get the cash, and then you have to pay everything. You can use it however you want. You can spend it on tuition. You can blow it off on something, I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
Alcohol. No, it's not like alcoholic.
Probably.
So you can do whatever you want with it. But for me, it was that money I got from a Rotary Club mostly went into tuition. And then I still had like 5 jobs to pay for my rent and for food. And
True.
Before that, I was living on 100 yen a day or something. So I had no money for food, no going out with friends, nothing. So the Rotary Scholarship gave me the chance to quit a job I didn't like, to just work the jobs I liked, and to have some more free time, really, like some free time at all.
Yeah, and I think like 1,000 per month is our tuition fees, but like 600, right?
Ours was about 600 to 800.
So
something.
we can cover a lot, and you got your part-time jobs and everything.
Exactly. I from just the Rotary money I got, I could pay the tuition fees and had like 1/3 of my rent or something. So it was pretty big, pretty huge.
It's quite good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So actually, how did you apply? Like, what are the steps? Like, how did you apply it?
First you have to know about it. So there is a lot of private organizations, private foundations that do scholarships, and maybe you can talk about this later because you have some contact with them lately, or not really. You can't say names.
It's like a job,
Yeah. Anyway, we will bring up some names, and maybe we find some information we can put in the description below later. I know Rotary I applied for during my undergrad, and during grad school I applied for Nitori, which is like Japanese IKEA. Then there is, I think, Mitsubishi, and probably the big companies have one. Do you know any other ones? Companies that have scholarships?
I know is Aeon. Club. Aeon. I don't know. And the other one is Lotte Zaidan.
Yeah, the snack maker.
The snack, it's like, choco pie.
And they have Lotteria, a very, I don't want to say bad, but not so delicious burger chain. I think it's the same, isn't it? I think Lotteria is owned by Lotte.
Okay.
In Korea, I know Lotte has everything, like theme parks, like Disneyland, and they are so big. Yeah.
Not sure in Japan. So, so you apply it by first. Like, what is what papers do you need? Like, what are the requirements on everything?
Yeah, so first I went to the office and they told me, they can recommend me. They can put me one of the slots. Then they give you like a file. You have to read about a Rotary. What is Rotary Club about? What is the Rotary Foundation about that gives money to foreign students? So you have to know that because it might come up in an interview. So the first step was to write in like kind of an essay. You have to write all of your information, your name. I don't know if you had to write your financial situation. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's been a few years. So maybe you had to like put in some like, I think it was how much money do you earn per month with your job? Do you have part-time jobs and whatnot? I think you had to write that. Yeah. I'm not like 80% sure that you had to write that maybe. And the big thing was like essays, like, why do you apply for Rotary Scholarship? How would you use this scholarship money? Why should you get scholarship money? And like, there was like a lot of like brackets where you had to write all of that stuff. I don't know if it was 2 pages A4 format or something. It wasn't that much. It wasn't like 30 pages.
So it's actually quite, approachable,
Yeah, it was pretty approachable for me. And I think I wrote it in Japanese. I wrote like the base version. They had like a friend to look over it and correct the Japanese and stuff that it looks good, and then I handed it in. But I think I prepared everything in 2-3 weeks or something. It wasn't like such a big ordeal.
So first you need to get the recommendations. It's from the university, right?
Yeah, if the university thinks you are good enough, if your GPA is good enough, and they know you struggle, they recommend you. That's the first thing. Then they give you the paperwork that you have to fill out.
And you fill it up, and then you write the essay about like why you need it or why they should.
You hand in everything, and then you meet with the other students they recommend. And for us it was four students, so 3 grad students and me, so it was 4 people, right? And then we had a meeting with one of the Rotary members who is like not from the foundation but from the business members club. So that's like, there's Rotary Club, which is all business members. They come together to have better business, ethical business, to help the society. They do donations and help developing countries and whatnot. And then there is the foundation which handles the scholarship for foreign students, and there is a foundation that handles scholarship for Japanese students who go abroad, and they have a lot of like scholarships and stuff. And so we met with one of the people from the base organization, this businessman organization, and he told us what to expect as a scholar, as a like Rotary person who receives the scholarship. Like there will be an interview, you have to write a short essay on the day, like with a topic that is unknown, and he prepared us for that, how you would conduct yourself during the interview, how to talk, and what you're supposed to know, like why should you be a Rotary scholar, why should you be selected, like the background about the Rotary Club, what the Rotary Club is doing, and blah blah blah. So he talked us through that.
Okay. So after you like submit the essay, like why you should be why you should get the scholarships, and then they gather everyone that passed the paperwork.
Yeah.
And then they explain you things, what to expect, things like that, what you can get, and then on that day they ask you to write an essay again.
There was another day. There was just like
okay.
Where we met with the guy that was from the school. They organized it because they wanted us to be better prepared.
Oh, so it's like a orientation.
Yeah, it was like kind of an orientation.
So everyone that passed from the university, or everyone?
No, it was just our university. Just the 4 people the university decided to recommend. They got together with this Rotary guy, and they told us like what to expect in the next phase of the application process.
Okay.
And the next phase was actually all the people from all the Chiba area. We live in Chiba-ken, which is Chiba Prefecture here. One state, if you want.
Other than Tokyo, if you know.
Exactly. Like Tokyo, and next to Tokyo is Chiba. So it was Chiba. And then we had a day when we had the essay and the interview. All the applicants from the Chiba area came together. I think it was in Chibashi or something, like Chiba City, like the capital of Chiba-ken, of Chiba Prefecture. And it was about 56 or 60 people or something. They were all the people who got recommended by all the universities in the Chiba area, right, for this Rotary scholarship. And then they split us up in group, like 20 people went in, write the essay, while the other go have the interview, and then we come out, and then we have the interview while the others write the essay and stuff. So it was a real application you had to go through, like they really checked like your Japanese writing, and then they checked like your personality in the interview.
I was curious, like you mentioned like Japanese a few times. Like, what are the requirements like for the let's say GLPT, because it was like the
we talked about last
language
time
proficiency.
Yeah, so I'd say because you have to write in kanji in Chinese letters and stuff, you should at least know some kanji. So I would say, I don't know if N3 is enough. I think it should be N2. You don't need N1. You don't need to show any language skills. You just need to write an essay about the topic at hand. So if you can do that, you don't need to be fancy with your characters and stuff. But N2, I would say.
What's your topic at that time?
Our topic was pretty Rotary related. So it was, once we get the scholarship, how do we use the money? How do we utilize the money to help our community? And then you had to write some stuff. If I have more free time, I study this to help in the future, help this country or help these people with their struggle and stuff. And I think the next question was like, once we graduate, how do we conduct ourselves? How do we take the knowledge that we gained and create a connection between our own country and Japan? So that was like the 2 points. And it was like a big paper, like A3 page.
Oh, wow.
And then you had to write both sides, right?
Both
so
sides.
It's like,
wow, okay.
You write
so it's like A4 4 pages, like probably.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So obviously you can write very big and stuff, and
Okay.
And not everyone wrote like the whole full pages. For me, I think I wrote 1.5, and the Chinese students, or more Asian people who probably know a lot of kanji, they wrote like both pages very small and a lot of moji, right?
Wow, okay.
I can't do that. I was more like very simple in my expressions.
So out of like about 60 people, they only choose one? Or
No, out of these 60 people, I think 25 or something.
25. Okay.
That's all the scholars for that year.
But it's everyone is undergraduate, or it's included like
it's mixed.
Mixed.
Undergrads, masters, and PhD students.
How about the like undergraduate? Is it like you said, like only one, or
No, undergrads, it was a few, but not many. It was out of I don't know how many of the applicants. For us that got selected, I think it was just out of these 25, I think we were 5 undergrads. The rest were masters and PhD students. Yeah.
Then out of 5 of them, how many like got chosen, or do you know? No.
No, we were like the chosen ones.
The chosen ones are 5 people. Okay,
after. I don't know about when the interview was. I have no statistics about.
Oh yeah, of course.
I helped. Once I was already a scholar and got the scholarship, the next year I helped them with the interview process and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
And but I didn't look at any statistics and stuff. But it seems most of the people are more older, so they're probably grad students or something. So I'd say even in the interview phase, probably 1/4 maybe undergrad or something.
Okay.
Just speculation here.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you know like what are other options that we can have other than like, Rotary or we talk about like a few other options.
Yeah. I think if you're really struggling for money, the best thing I'd say is while you're still in your country and want to come to Japan, look for a scholarship beforehand. Then try maybe MEXT, the Mombuka Gakusho scholarship. That's really good.
But I heard that MEXT doesn't really help undergraduates, or do they?
Don't they?
I'm not sure.
I think you can still apply, or is it just grad school? I'm not too sure. I know it's grad school, masters, and PhD is obviously in there, and they pay everything. They pay your university, and they pay $1,400 per month. I don't know if is it not undergrads. I'm not too sure. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
We'll make sure about that later.
Yeah, we put some links into MEXT and stuff. Yeah, I was always late for MEXT. And you have to apply in your home country, and then you come here as like a research student for a year, and then you apply for universities. So I was already in Japan. I was like, I go to Japan, and then I was here, and then I apply for university, and then I was like, oh, I have no money. Scholarship, and there was nothing for undergrad, so it was a bit difficult.
Yeah. You said like you need to get a recommendation from university, right?
For Rotary, yeah.
Do you know like if other places that you applied for need a recommendation too from the schools, or?
Yeah. For my masters, before I got into my masters, I knew I was accepted at Tokyo University, and so I applied for 5-6 different foundations for a scholarship for my masters, and all of them need 1 or 2 people that need a letter of recommendation from your teacher or from someone. So it can be anyone.
So you can even get it like from your previous, like your undergraduate teachers. Yeah. Okay. So if like let's say you graduate high school from your country, and then you want to apply for one of these, and you can get a recommendation from your high schools, or?
I think so. I don't know if they are so happy about English recommendation letters. My teacher at undergrad, he was an English guy.
Okay.
And he wrote it in English, but he's from Oxford, so it's like a very good university, probably the best university in the UK, right? So, but sadly, I couldn't get into any scholarship. But that might also be like because I come from a European background, and in Germany you don't pay any tuition fees, so they are like, why is he here anyway, right? Go back home and study for free. You don't take spaces from people who really need this scholarship, right? I mean, I get it. So, but yeah.
After you get accepted, after you get you write the essays, and then what do you have any other things you need to do?
No, that was it. You have the interview, and they just ask you very casual stuff, not specific about your topic or something, just like who you are. They want to know who you are. And I was very calm. I wasn't nervous at all, so I was like very charming, like, hey, and it went very well. And I knew like the interview was pretty good. And then I think it took 2-3 weeks, and then the university office called me up, and they were like, okay, you got in.
Oh wow.
And I was so happy, because I could pay you tuition and could graduate in the end, right? So
do you have like any requirements after you get in, like attendance or something like that?
No, nothing. I got in when I was, or before I became a junior, so a third year student, and you get the Rotary stuff for the longest period you can get is 2 years.
Okay.
And you get it until you graduate. So if you get it as a 4th year student, you only get it 1 year. But if you get it as a third year student, you get it 2 years, and that's automatically connected 2 years.
So if like, for example, you apply for on the first year and you get it until the end of your second year.
Yeah.
And can you reapply it or?
With Rotary, no, you cannot. It's
Okay.
just a one-time thing. 2 years is the max.
Okay.
I don't know if you get like, as an undergrad, you get it 1 year. Maybe you can apply again for your master's for another year, but I think the longest period is 2 years.
Okay, so even though it's a different degree, you need
doesn't
to.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's 2 years.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So what, your advice on how to get the scholarship and how to, present yourself, for example?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is at first to just work hard, just show them that you really deserve the scholarship. I think if you have your part-time jobs and everything and still struggle, then just explain your struggle, like what's your problem, and don't try to push it to other people. Like I wasn't.
Put others' blame.
Don't blame others for it. Just lay out your situation and tell them why you are a good fit, like what you will gonna do in the future if they give you the money, how they can expect a return, right? Obviously they cannot get money back, but they want you to help society, help people, and so you should always show how you can help people in need in the future, how you can give back.
Because like the initial objective for Rotary is like
for Rotary
ethical,
especially, exactly.
ethical business like that. Okay. Yeah, I think last time you told me like you need to like attend like once a month or
it's just a special Rotary thing that you get dispatched to one of these Rotary clubs, because there are, I don't know if it's 80,000 clubs in Japan or something. There are so many Rotary clubs. You go there once a month and pick up your pickup to receive your scholarship. Yeah, you go there and get it in cash. So I know other foundations, they just wire it, they just transfer it, bank transfer it, and then you just need to attend specific events. We had to do both. We had to go once a month to this Rotary meeting and explain what we did in the last month. What did we study? What did we learn? What did we research? Then we receive our money, arigato gozaimasu, and then you eat with the Rotary people, lunch, and then you go back to your studies.
Oh, okay.
And then you have a yearly schedule that is not the Rotary Club, that is the foundation where you actually get the money from. Okay. And that is like, what is it? You go on road trips and learn about the history of the Rotary, of the foundation where you get the money from. And you go on. It's mostly like training and stuff like that you do.
You mean road trip is like they take you somewhere?
They take you somewhere by bus, and then you go to a ryokan, like a Japanese hotel, and then you stop by at the Rotary Foundation's founder. And
they paid for you, right?
They pay for everything, and you visit the museum and stuff. So you do like cultural things and history background about Rotary, the foundation and stuff.
They do it like once a year or just once for your whole...
No, that's like a couple of times a year. You have like a fixed schedule. Like,
okay. So you need to come to this. Is it like a compulsory thing or?
Yeah, it's compulsory.
Okay.
And I think it's in most of the foundations when they give you a scholarship, a private foundation, you have to go there. I think if you go Nitori or Aeon, you probably have to go to like learn about the Aeon founder and what his ethical goal was. Why is this scholarship in existence? What do they want from the scholars from the people who receive the scholarship? What do they expect of you? Blah blah blah. They do this probably everywhere.
What if you can't attend those things?
I mean, if you're sick or something, you can probably skip it, but if there's no big reason, they expect you to attend.
Like, for example, say you have a test or like a,
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't attend like 1 or 2 meetings in 2 years, and it was 10 meetings or something.
Oh,
you have
and
to
it
go,
was okay, right?
Yeah, with all the trips and everything, it was 10, then it's fine. But you need to have like, I think it was even you need a teacher that verifies why you cannot be there and stuff. Yeah. So and also for Rotary, you needed a teacher who is like your guarantor. So
to make sure you don't run away.
The guy who
like
wrote the letter of recommendation, he also has to go to Rotary meetings once every 2 months or something with you, together with you, and then they have to just be there. So it's a bit of commitment for the teacher as well, for your professor. So you should go to someone you trust and you want to be there, not someone you hate. And you're like, I just need a letter of recommendation, right? So.
And you need to gain their trust too, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it should be like in Japan, you have these once you're a third year and fourth year student, you have a seminar, right? Where you have like you're in the laboratory of one specific teacher every week, and he helps with the graduating with the thesis and everything. And that's a Japanese thing, I think.
Him or the teacher.
Yeah, who is like your main teacher, your go-to teacher, and who is in charge of you. It would probably mostly be that guy that you try to approach and then tell him, please write me the letter of recommendation stuff.
Okay. I think I think I have no other questions. Do you have anything to add or?
No, I think that's basically it. Didn't you have like some experiences lately? What you did with your job, like online stuff, or isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like so I just helped like some of because of COVID, some of those organizations need to do an online, like a meeting or something like what do you call it? Graduation certificate
ceremony or something.
Ceremony, yeah. So I just helped them on the online side, and what I saw is just actually when you say like mostly just Asians, I like everyone is Asians, like white people and stuff like that. And actually the funny thing is some people actually work at that organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they get the scholarship?
Yeah, after they get the scholarship, they graduate and they apply for that company. Because the organization is actually quite big, right?
Yeah, and they
quite
know
popular.
the people who work there because they got the scholarship. That's the same with us. Like there's some ex-Rotary guy and he works now for Rotary Foundation or for some other scholarship foundation and stuff. Yeah. They're all connected, so
and I think it will be easier, especially if you you get the scholarships. For example, if let's say Aeon, it's really quite big organization, right? A company, right? So if you like Aeon and you apply for their scholarship, you get in, you can apply for the job easier and you get in to,
Yeah. And the people who are in with the Rotary, everyone at Rotary who is like a Rotary member is like a business owner. So they have their own business. Right, so it's mostly like smaller, middle-sized companies. But if it's like Aeon, probably the person you are in touch with the most is probably some high-level manager at Aeon, like some board member or something. So then you get to know them, and if they like you, they will be like, "I have a job for you," right? So I think so. Yeah.
Wait, so you told me about the so Aeon and Lotte and some Nitori is kind of like one company, but Lotte is like a organization, a club for those company that aims for an ethical way
exactly.
of business, right?
It's just a lot of business owners and department heads of bigger companies. Only these people are allowed to join Rotary Club. Some of you have maybe heard of Lions Club. It's kind of the same like business organization of business owners that got together, and the goal for Rotary was to have different way. It was ethical business connections. This way, that's correct. Okay. Ethical business connections, and they want to help society, so they do a lot of donations for polio vaccination in Africa and whatnot. So they do a lot of stuff.
That's cool, actually.
But they all have their own business. All of the Rotary members, they just come together to find other business owners with the same mindset, right?
So it's more like a personal club rather than they don't really involve their company. It's like
there's no company involved. That's Rotary is a big organization. Obviously, they have like an office and stuff, but every Rotary member is a business owner and has their own business.
So it's more interesting that I heard that, because like when you go there, you get the scholarship, you get to meet a lot of business owners, like each their own businesses, and if you get to know one of those business owners better, when you graduate, you probably can be there. You can work under them, or you can ask them for invest money.
And I mean that's the main job I do right now. I run a small shop, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. We will talk about this. So I run my own shop. Own shop. We will talk about it in detail.
Own shop,
but the guy I work together with, my kind of business partner boss, he's also one of my ex-Rotary fellows. So he's still at Rotary, a member. I'm not a member anymore, obviously, because I was just getting the scholarship. But he runs the company I work at currently, and he was a Rotary guy.
So you actually approach him and they talk together and then.
Yeah, it was more mutual. I didn't approach him and tell him I want this. We were out drinking. Him and me, and
so you're on good terms, right?
Yeah, we're always on good. I'm in good terms with everyone. So normally you have to go once a month to pick up the money, right? I went every week.
Wow.
Because free food, and the food is like in a nice hotel, like a Teikoku hotel,
join that.
like Imperial Hotel here in Japan, one of the best hotels and stuff.
Cool.
You go there, get food, and I asked them like, right, can I come next week? He was like, oh, you can come every week.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And I was everywhere, barbecue. And road trips. They took me everywhere. It's like a member, basically. You are.
Oh yeah, the one that I helped on online too. They also do it on a really big hotel.
Yeah,
the food's good too.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
True.
So anyway, I probably know 100 business owners from the area where I live, and
that's
the
really
funny
cool,
thing
actually.
is they all connected. So the Rotary Club in our area, which is far away from Tokyo, but they are connected with the Rotary Club in Tokyo. So I picked up some meishi, some name cards in at our station, right, close to us, and I was like, oh, who's this? And it's like, oh, it was some CEO of some company. So I just asked my Rotary people, does anyone know this person? And someone is like, oh, that's a friend of mine, blah blah blah. And then he contacted him, and we gave him this his name card and with cards and everything back. His credit cards were in there, right? So we just gave it back to him because they had somehow connected all the owners and stuff. It's kind of fun.
After you grade it, you get like way more benefit.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Everyone is business owners.
And I mean, all the people I know, like I know lawyers and immigration lawyers and public law lawyers.
You introduced me to him.
Whatever you know, then you're just like, I call up one of my guys and they help you out, right? It's really cool. Yeah,
that's
and
really
they're
cool.
all so nice. So yeah.
It's actually like for me personally, it's more. It's better if I join the Rotary, not because of the money, but for the connection of that graduate.
Yeah, definitely. Actually. It's both.
Yeah.
And during the time, it really helped me. I could just graduate because I had the scholarship.
Yeah,
but looking at it now, I'm still friends with most of them. And they come to my shop and stuff, and we talk there and we meet privately, and you can do business with them. If you have something, they help you out, and it's just
That's
mutual
cool,
help, right? So it's really cool to have all these connections, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, do we want to leave it at that? And
I think we'll leave it at here today.
Yeah, definitely last words from me here. That it might be a bit hard if you want to come to Japan, but you don't know about money. I didn't have any money. I came here and I just worked really hard, like had different jobs, and then still got good grades. Then I got a scholarship and could work a little bit less and study more. And so if you really work hard and are determined to come to Japan and go to university here, or even if it's Japanese school or something, you can definitely do it. Don't let money hold you back. You don't need to be from a rich family. You can be like this guy. I'm just joking. No, but you can definitely do it if you are kind of from a poor background and work your way up. Here in Japan, there are so many part-time jobs you can do as a student. Like you can work every day almost, and doing the university days you can only work 28 hours, but if it's like summer holidays or something, you can work 40 hours or something.
40,
so it's more, it's a regular, like a normal working person. So you could definitely make ends meet, and you can definitely pay university here and graduate here and have a maybe good life here in Japan.
It's more like the choices you want to make,
definitely.
And the determinations that you want.
If you want to have it very easy and have no money, it's probably not for you. But if you still want to go to Japan and you don't care that you have to work a bit harder, then you can definitely do it.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
my last words for today. Do you have any last words?
No.
All right.
Okay. I think
see you guys.
See you. Bye.
でいいじゃん。これの方がまとまったね。